There comes a time when a man must make a change.
The secret cannot be contained.
When the shadows of the past must be abandoned.
Let a new shadow out.
The true nature of the beast is revealed to the world.
Let the beast roam wild.
A storm has arrived in a foreign land, bringing us to a paradigm shift, a new vantage point.
Dog eyes, little horse eyes.
Embrace the essence of your fallen angel.
Real intense man stank.
We must be swift as the coursing river.
Be a man.
With all the force of a great typhoon.
Be a man's man.
To see the walls whole and pierce it with the courage of a newborn dragon dad.
To rupture.
To cascade.
To intubate.
To dilate.
That pounding feeling.
Big dog daddy is barking.
Gay butthole. New fragrance from Goofy and Joe Camel.
Welcome to the Fearfic Podcast. Fearfic is the term for short horror fiction, mostly posted on the web. It includes any and all related subgenres. Join three assholes talking basement goo Slimebeast, inebriated interstellar traveler Abysmii, and irritable ghostly man-horde Dead Palette, as they read all stories horror and internet-related, paragraph by paragraph, and bullshit while they do it. From adolescent revenge fantasies to subtle postmodern narratives about real-life events and everything in between, they read it and critique. You better believe it. Kick it to the cold open, white boy.
Lucifer was history's first red-pilled figure when you think about it.
Bright red?
He was absolutely red.
Devil red?
Devil red, in fact.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hold on. So Lucifer was an angel, if you take in the biblical sense, and his name is Morning Star. Stars come in a variety of different colors. Was he red? He could have been white-pilled.
I think he was a red dwarf?
Nah, those are diminutive.
Whoa.
Well,
racist.
He knew about the fruit of knowledge of good and evil. Therefore, he was red-pilled on all issues.
Double. Draw the snake on the tree of life, or the tree of knowledge, offering Adam and Eve a big red pill instead of a big red apple, and have the snake in like a little fedora or something. I don't know.
It makes sense, because like...
Wait, I'm sorry, put a word balloon, have the snake saying, God isn't real, man.
If you think about it...
We're in the Garden of Eden. I've talked to God. What are you talking
about?
He's
right there. He's looking at us right now from the clouds.
Literally, who created you? Lucifer, the snake.
Yeah.
Perfectly normal snake who's just got weird beliefs.
I'm a self-made man. I pulled myself up by my bootstraps. But yeah.
I'm also made out of bootstrap.
Mm-hmm. All right, so...
And then God took a rib from Adam and made Eve. And then he took a bootstrap off of Adam's boot and made Lucifer.
Yep.
Adam was a fully formed human being with boots.
It makes sense if you think about it.
I mean, they were naked, but damn it if Adam didn't have some kick-ass boots on.
Mm-hmm.
They just get kicked out of the Garden of Eden, and Eve is just real mad about the fact that they're running through the desert, walking through the desert, and Adam has these rugged boots on.
Yeah.
Double, I want you to draw Adam and Eve expelled from the Garden of Eden or Paradise, whatever, and Eve's like pissed off and looking at Adam, and Adam's just like admiring his boots.
And by Eve's feet is the serpent, and he's got Quentin Tarantino's face, and he's just like looking like,
Yep.
Well, to be fair, Adam has, it's not his fault.
No.
Definitely not.
Adam did nothing wrong.
Hashtag Adam did nothing wrong.
I stand with Adam.
Hashtag yes, all women.
God damn it. Yes, all woman, because there's just one Eve.
Yeah, there's just one.
Mm-hmm. Could you imagine that conversation where Eve is saying something, she's going off, she's popping off, and Adam says, not all, man. So we're reading the Bible today? Is that?
Genesis 1, chapter 1.
In the beginning, there was
The moon
Adam?
dragon, which encircled the earth, of course. And God was jealous of the moon dragon.
And in the book of Genesis, you can see that Sonic the Hedgehog emerged from the hill zone. Pontius Pilate stabbed him until the rings fell from his body.
it just in the Bible in italics. It's just asterisks. Boring.
Yeah,
Close
there you go.
asterisks.
Has somebody done The Last Supper, but it's all Sonic characters? I need to look this up. Because who is Judas? Is it Shadow or is it Knuckles?
I think everybody.
Hold on, The Last Supper painting Sonic.
Someone's got it.
Yeah, every double. No.
Oh, wait, there we go.
Ah.
It's not as nice as I thought.
I think Tails would be Judas because he's, instead of being two-faced, he's,
Well, no, he's like
Dressed.
way too loyal. He's Peter, if anything.
I guess. I like the idea
Oh
of
my
them-
god, no, there's a creepypasta one.
Oh,
What?
no.
There's a creepypasta one, and they're eating pasta, and then Slender Man is Jesus.
Of course.
yeah,
Of course he
that
is.
makes sense.
Well, I do like the idea of Knuckles being Barabbas and being freed from the cross instead of Sonic, and he just chuckles and rolls away.
Does that make so? What is Dr. Eggman in this? Is he Pontius Pilate?
Dr. Eggman is God.
Oh, right, because he created all. Yeah, you're right.
Wait a minute.
Wow.
I don't know, maybe. Sorry. Good.
Dr.
that's all.
Eggman, if you would take this burden away from me. No, fuck you.
Yeah,
I'm
that's...
making Shadow in a tube somewhere.
And so he hated Sonic so much that he gave his only begotten son. Wait. Huh? All
Where
the
does Amy
angels are just
pose?
little animals and robots. Go ahead. Sorry.
Amy is 100% Mary Magdalene.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm.
Wait, wouldn't that be... Maybe that's Rouge. Maybe Amy is,
No, Rouge has to be like, was it Anna? Or like
of Green
Rachel?
Gables?
Yeah, Anna of Green Gables.
Lilith, maybe?
Actually, yeah, that makes more sense. Lilith makes more sense. Yeah.
Is Adam Big the cat?
I know so much about the Bible that I'm just like, yeah, I totally know who all these characters are. You guys could just be making up stuff, and I would just be like, oh yeah, Frank the apostle.
Huh. Is Sid Squid from the Sonic franchise, is he Squeebus from the Bible?
Absolutely. Totally.
Squeebus just going around trying to squeegee people's chariots, I guess?
We're joking, but someone out there has 100% just, like, reformatted the Sonic canon to basically be a religious scripture.
I'm sure.
I
Yeah,
would
Chris
100%
Chan.
believe it. Well, like,
Chris
even
Chan.
even further than Chris Chan.
The
You know.
JC
I don't know,
the
that's
hyena?
possible.
What would happen if JC the hyena and Chris Chan did a fusion dance and became one character? That's the real OC.
Go read Chris Chan's Twitter. I'm sure she's already explained that in detail.
Sorry, you will never get away from the name Chris Chan.
Yes, sir.
Locals aren't allowed to escape their name.
Here's
No.
how I fused with JC the hyena.
For 40 days and 40 nights, we were
Why
For
is it
crazy
Chris
nights.
Chan Obama?
Now listen,
Now listen.
there was a Pikachu, and I interdimensionally merged with Sonic the Hedgehog.
Now,
Okay.
there's a lot of Republicans saying I'm a secret Muslim. This is not true. I'm ardent follower of the Church of Sonichu.
Yes.
Have been for years.
I sure am.
Now listen, Joe Biden here. If you don't like me, then you're not a black Sonichu.
God damn it. If you don't vote for me, you ain't Shadow. What? Joe, no. Here's the question, though. Do you think that Obama had a Sega Genesis? No. Okay, so what's our story?
No, he had a
This
Mega
game
Drive.
cheats.
That's what
I hate
had.
it.
I just think the idea of post-presidency Obama is just like playing, like he gets back to his home or whatever, and he's kind of wandering around thinking, well, I'm not the president anymore. I have all these book deals lined up, but I don't know what to do with my time anymore. And he goes to his closet and he looks through his old stuff, going through old photos, sees a box labeled Sega Genesis, and dusts it off, and just loses like 3 months of his life to playing Sega Genesis, and Michelle and everyone's really worried about him.
He finds the box with magic marker on the outside that says Barry Sega. It's Echo the Dolphin. Doesn't hold up.
No. Wow, you're so... the president is going to be coming out with a new podcast, everyone. I'm sure he's going to have a lot of insightful things to say about the current...
Fuck that. He's going to be a Let's Player. He's going to talk over it.
God damn it. Obama Player here. Playing Among Us with AOC.
I would kill somebody to see Obama have a YouTube channel of like really low tech fucking unregistered hypercam.
I was literally about to say point a camera at a TV, and then it's just like, welcome to my Let's Play, and you hear the audible, and it's just like, Sega, and you just see his reflection in the boob tube.
You hear in the background, Barack, and Michelle, I'm busy doing my channel.
Up. Don't ruin this for me.
Don't ruin this for me.
Make sure you check out my Patreon.
I know I've only got one video up, but there's a lot more coming.
I'm trying to make a video about Brie Larson and how she faked her high score in Animal Crossing.
I don't appreciate that as a gamer. You know, it brings us all down.
Now I know we're only on part 3 of my Sonic 2 Let's Play, and I've not been able to get past the first stage in an hour and a half. But to be fair, when I was a little Barack, a little Barry, I spilled some soda on this controller, so it kind of sticks.
Yeah.
This is beautiful. This is the most wholesome, charming thing I can think of.
I think that what happens is he's playing the game and he just keeps mashing the A button and he's going, jump.
No, he's playing with the controller and he's like, yeah, these buttons, they stick. They're see, for 8 years I got used to my button that bombs people not sticking at all. It was very effective.
You know, the Pentagon, I need to get them in on the Sega Genesis controllers because that's it. Works great.
That's the issue is I tried to bomb one person, but the button, it stuck and it just kept bombing people.
Everyone, hold on a minute. Joe, yeah, it's Barry. Yeah, can you get the Pentagon to drone strike Green Hill Zone number 4?
God damn it!
That
actually was like a scenario in one of the Sonic games, wasn't it? With the big forest fire. God damn.
You would know better than me. Yeah. I've played so little Sonic, I wouldn't know.
One of the maps literally gets carpet bombed.
Barack Obama just struts down to a podium and he's like, we have killed Eggman.
This explains why, in the lead up to that, why he kept accidentally calling him Osama bin Botnik. By the way, double.
Fuck all the bullshit he said. You must draw Osama bin Botnik.
Tweet it to the official account for Sonic 2, the movie, and say, I have an idea.
Can we be topical, guys?
Green Hill Zone, about to look like Syria up in this bitch.
God damn it. Anyway.
Whoa.
One last drink.
There is no such thing.
Said Abysmii actually drunk?
Actually, 2 beers in. So, funny story. I've been avoiding beer for a very long time because I've been trying to lose weight, and it worked. Mm-hmm. So I'm treating myself with a 6-pack this weekend to undo all the progress I just did.
All right.
But, yeah, beer. Woo, it's been a while.
It's been a while, beer. So, Abysmii is hammered.
No.
DP has not drank at all today. So this will be a half-good episode.
It depends. There just needs to be, like, one of us need to be sober.
Right.
Okay. Well. Okay. We've come out the gate with Osama bin Botnik. I think it's the bar is, being met at this moment in time.
Oh, well.
You just can't do it. That's a...
Should we even
You heard him. He has passed the bar.
Yeah. That's true.
No, fuck that.
Boy, you're a Abysmii.
Frank, this is One Last Drink by Shadow Swimmer, and we're going to start reading it because it's long.
How long before Abysmii starts losing his hair, jumps into an airship, and starts trying to sue rodents?
Joke's on you. I've been balding for years.
Yeah.
But if any of you out there are, worried about male pattern baldness and feeling insecure, Just know that the grass isn't always greener, and if you want proof, look up pictures of Habib Nurmagomedov. I know that's easy to type in.
Nobody's doing that.
His hairline is like, I shit you not, hitting his fucking eyebrows, because he's like a weird Dagestani dude.
Huh.
Yeah, you've been called out, Dagestan.
Maybe the top of his head is just always surprised. So its eyebrows are raised, but in the opposite direction. I don't know. Maybe he's got some Voldemort shit going on.
Imagine needing to shave your hair to get it to be what is a normal hairline for everyone else.
Instead of a unibrow, what would you call that?
Like
an
a
omnibrow.
Omnibrow?
Yeah.
And what'd you say, DP, or Rugrat?
Bowler brow?
Oh, bowler brow.
That's the British version of omnibrow.
Oh,
it looks like one of those old-timey leather helmets that they would put on for football.
Oh, yeah.
Back in like the 1920s. Frank slouched happily on his bar stool, riding the best buzz of his life. Joe sat next to him, nervously scanning the room. Who's that little girl over there? Holy shit, Joey. Just holy shit. There was something in that last one. Don't know what it was, but woo, mama. Gotta get me another one of those.
my guess is it's people. What was in that last drink? People.
Oh, no, come on.
I don't.
No
having
way.
read Shadow Swimmer's work, I don't think it's people.
No, come on. It was Saturday night, and the bar was crowded with 20 and 30-somethings. A dull roar of conversation filled the air as they joked and flirted.
By the way, we should mention we're reading this on Shadow Swimmer's fandom page, his own wiki. It's called everythingispeople.fandom.com. What?
We're reading this from the Everyone is People fandom wiki, from the Soylent Green wiki. We don't know. We just discovered this. Just looking.
Yeah.
Despite this, Frank was being loud enough to draw some annoying glares from the patrons closest to where they were sitting. Joe gave the cute blonde next to him an apologetic smile, and she rolled her eyes before turning back to the Clint Eastwood lookalike currently chatting her up.
Modern day Clint Eastwood?
Yeah, no one finds that attractive.
Joe swallowed hard.
Clint Eastwood looks like he's been repeatedly run over by a train.
I think he was just talking to her chair. But yeah, sorry.
They're confusing 2D from the band Gorillaz with Clint Eastwood.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Because he's a cute femboy. Like,
oh, yeah.
2D, one of the Black-Eyed Children, or whatever they're called?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Let's go with that.
Bring it back to creepypasta, yeah.
Would you shut the fuck up, Frank?
Hey,
First,
how dare you? Oh.
Hey. First, you can't have another one of those because you got us kicked out of that bar. The bar you're in?
Yeah, I'm confused a little bit.
I think they meant to say, like, if you get more drunk, you're gonna get us kicked out, like, of the last bar. But yeah, that's kind of awkwardly phrased. Honestly, man.
Hold on one second. Is there something in that last one?
No, because there's still
maybe they just got to this bar after being kicked out of the last one.
Yeah, but that's not really established, and just the way this is written is kind of.
They're people bar hopping.
Mm-hmm.
They're going from. It's just there's a whole. When you go to this downtown section where I live, all of the bars are cannibal bars.
Bar hopping, people. Beer, hops, people. The hops in the beer are people. Yeah.
Man, I miss bar hopping. Honestly, man, I have no idea how you've survived this long the way you act. That chick's boyfriend is going to be pissed after what you pulled, and I'm not totally sure they didn't follow us here. Okay, so yeah, previous bar.
What did he pull?
Just runs over to the boyfriend and just like pulls on his fucking belt. Got your belt.
What the fuck? Abysmii, is this a frequent game when you went out bar hopping?
You could not pay me enough to like just fuck with people like that. No.
Just go pull out his pants belt and just be like, haha, show me your peener.
Haha, this is embarrassing and funny.
Legit, what would you do if someone ran up to you in the bar and just did that? Like, what would your reaction be?
Are they following up with haha, got your belt?
Yes. The whole thing, yes.
I'd probably look at the bartender like, what?
Could you get him out, please?
If someone did that to me, I would just tell them to fuck off because I'm not going to get into a fight. If someone does that to a woman in eyeshot of me, I am either looking at the bouncer and being like, are you taking care of this or am I doing it?
Okay, what if they did it to you and they're hot?
No.
What if a woman does that to another woman? Would you still beat the shit out of her?
I would
Choose your words carefully.
Harassment is harassment.
Woman beater Brandon would beat the fuck out of her.
Oh my god.
Woman beater Brandon.
Oh my god.
Double. I don't know what it looks like, but woman beater Brandon.
All right, I hate to use these I hate to use these words, and I don't mean it how it sounds, but forget double. Hasbro, can we get this action figure?
Woman beater Brandon coming home from work.
There's this kid with the toy putting it through a dollhouse door. Where's my roast? What the fuck? Where's my pot roast? Snacking a Barbie around.
What? Come on, like I would eat pot roast. No, it'd totally be tendies. Come on.
Yeah.
Like I would food.
Come on, kitten. Where are my tendies?
So
Frank's drunken ebullience? Wow, even I don't know that fucking word. Hold on. Look that up.
it's a typo of ambulance.
It means the quality of
Equally.
being cheerful and full of energy, exuberance.
Drunken Ambulance is my favorite Japanese arcade game.
I
It's just
played the
crazy
shit out of
taxi.
that. Crazy Taxi, but drunken ambulance. Fuck yeah. There is an arcade game where you have to drive an ambulance, like a first responder or something, and for every like thing you hit, the person dies faster, and it is the most like traumatic, guilt-inducing game I've ever played as a kid. Because just like if you hit something, there's this other like little like picture-in-picture screen of what's happening in the ambulance, and so if like on the second hit, the nurse like starts doing an emergency blood transfusion because they're gonna fucking die, and I'm like, what is this? This isn't fun.
It's reality.
It is. It's like it's just too real, man.
Did either of you play the Friday the 13th game for the Nintendo?
No, but I've seen people play it.
That has one of the best mechanics for a horror game, which I wish had been replicated or used somehow more effectively, which is you had like a little meter which was the faces of children in the camp.
Yeah.
And if Jason was somewhere in the game getting those kids, they would disappear off the meter. So you just would be out doing something and you'd see kids start disappearing and you'd be like, I gotta get back to the camp.
Frank's drunken ebullience turned sullen in an instant as he sulkily leaned across the bar, his scowl fixed on the bowl of peanuts resting between them. I will say this about Shadow Swimmer. I've read several of his stories. Some of them I'm really fond of. However, I do, and I'm very guilty of this as well. He falls into purple prose territory, and sometimes it's a little bit of a detractor. I love the fact that he's used the word ebullience here, but it's in a sentence that is also just very purple prosy, so it becomes a little too much.
What I dislike the most about Shadow Swimmer is that he's Michael Phelps, but like the Shadow the Hedgehog version of him.
Dr. Eggman tries to subvert the Olympics.
What if they had
Shadow Michael Phelps?
What if they had a Space Jam type movie, but it was Olympic swimmers and the Sonic the Hedgehog universe? What the fuck?
No.
The Shadow Michael Phelps smoke way more weed than normal Michael Phelps.
Like fucking Dutch Masters levels of weed.
I'm Shadow Michael Phelps. I smoke 2 weeds instead of 1.
I don't know what Dutch Masters is, but I'm assuming it's like a Dutch oven, but instead of farts, you're just hotboxing under a blanket, which is not at all a fire hazard, I'm sure.
No, it is when you, instead of rolling the weed in a joint, you roll it in a cigar.
No, the Dutch Masters is a golf tournament where every hole is a windmill. Okay, so anyway. All right. Is this me now?
Dutch Masters is a German indie film that is basically just a remake of Karate Kid, but it's white German kids learning how to...
As opposed to American white kids learning?
Yes, precisely.
Oh,
cool. First of all...
let's move on.
First of all, American White Kids, my favorite grunge band. Secondly, Dutch Masters is actually an untouchable Hollywood elite. Anyway, whatever. This is me, right?
Yeah.
So this is a quote from somebody. Whatever, Joey. Let him come. Flower picker back there wants to make an issue of it. Flower picker. Flower power.
Hey, these mortadellas back here. Hey, they're coming.
You dirty fucking flower picker.
You
hey,
fucking
Brandon.
flower.
Do you know why I said that? Is because the word prick is right below power. So I just put the two together. Anyway.
No, fuck that. Flower picker is my new insult for people, and they're going to be like, what?
You're gonna
you got a problem, man? Hey, why don't you fuck off, pick some flowers? Hey.
The thing is, though, that's going to get you canceled even though nobody knows what it means. It sounds
absolutely.
really bad.
I don't care.
Whatever,
That's
Joey.
what's so great about it.
Whatever, Joey, let him come. Flower Power back there wants to make an issue of it. He's more than welcome to try. I'll feed his head to his own asshole. Well, that's
impressive,
I guess. Prick has a problem with me. He should learn how to keep a tighter watch on his woman.
I'm going to have to call bullshit on this story. There's no way a person can fit their own head up their own ass. Okay, it's just physically impossible. Okay, it's just physically impossible.
Okay, Ben Shapiro.
Yeah, I was doing a Ben Shapiro. Thank you for calling an audible on what it was I was doing.
Let me read the story here. I'll feed his head to his own A-word. Fuck it.
First of all, the amount of lubrication you would need in your a-hole, ridiculous. Just absolutely ridiculous.
I talked to my wife, and she says that in no way is the ass ever used in sex, ever. And I never have to do it, so it's okay.
Mm-hmm. And her boyfriend, Bob, agreed.
Her asshole, of course, not mine.
Yeah.
Not mine. I would never do that.
I would never do that.
My wife's pussy has never been wet. That doesn't happen.
God damn it. All right, my wife does have an Audi. Joe sighed. What?
I don't know why I just have like an irrational disgust about Audis, but I do. Sorry, your doctor fucked up.
God damn it. Joe sighed. He'd been out with Frank enough to know there was no reasoning with him when he got like this. Yeah, sure you would, Frank. Anyway, we should think about getting back to the house that we share together. You know how I was going to
say, are we shipping Frank and Joey here? Because I'm sensing some sexual tension.
Would that ship name be Jank or Froey?
Jank, definitely.
Get out of here, you flower
picking. Come on!
Get out of here, you flower picking Froey. Okay, now you're getting canceled.
Bunch of Janks up in this bar.
You know how...
Ever since the Janks moved in, you can't go to any of the bars. None of them are respectable.
Can we just get a sketch at the end that's just a bunch of different made-up slurs?
Yes.
That sounds like a job for Dead Palette.
Oh, God.
Maybe
yeah.
Radiohead, calling people names. Don't be a flower picker.
Don't be a Jank or a Froey.
Yeah. You know how pissed Boris gets when we miss curfew. Oh, Boris is the third. It's getting late, and if we don't get back soon, we're gonna be toast.
Boris is the top to both of these bottoms.
Yeah.
Sure.
No. That's Boris is their 12-stepper sponsor.
If we come back,
he's gonna be
mad.
Gonna be
disappointed. Yeah.
He's gonna be mad on account of us being drunk.
Okay, no, read this next sentence because it just confirmed everything.
Ah, Joey, you little bitch. Fuck Boris.
Okay, the end.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You know that asshat just likes to think he's got us under control.
Mm-hmm.
What's he care if we come in at 2 or 3s?
Mm-hmm.
No different. I'm getting another drink before we go.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting a roadie.
Yeah.
Joe reached over and pulled on Frank's shoulder. Damn it, Frank. You don't need another drink. You're drunk enough as is. Any more and you'll probably likely start something that'll have a...
Wow, damn, Joe is fucking drunk.
This is not Brandon's fault. This is typing in a way that a drunk person would probably speak, so it's very disjointed.
Joe's like, any more drunk and you'll likely start something that you're gonna have to finish in the bin.
I don't know about that. I don't know that a drunk person talks this way, and I don't.
Have you
I don't
heard some of our episodes with Abysmii?
On fucking yeah, no, seriously.
No, but I mean, like, I don't know that you would say, like, damn it, Frank, you don't need another drink. Like, I don't know.
Well,
it's just, like, weirdly dramatic for... I don't know.
Thing. I don't think this is modern day.
Right, I was just about to say.
Okay, that makes sense. And I don't care how tough you think you are. If that happens, we are going to most likely get the shit kicked out of us. Then we'll be lucky if we can crawl back to Boris's place, and even luckier if he lets us inside. A cold metallic sheen slid over Frank's eyes, and his mouth drew into a hard line as he reached up and took a hold of Joe's wrist in a crushing grip.
Get your fucking hands off of me, Joey. Okay, no, he is just Clint Eastwood. Joe let go of Frank's coat and gulped. Yeah, sure, Frank. Whatever you say, man. I mean, at this point, you just, like, if your friend isn't listening to you anymore, you turn to the bartender and say, no more for him.
Yeah.
And, like, that's message enough.
You do the internationally recognized hand signal for Joe has had enough.
Yeah.
Which, go to any bar ever and do that, and every bartender will be like, yeah, got it.
Sure.
Go to any bar in any town and tell the bartender to stop taking money.
Go up to any bartender and say, Joe has had enough.
Okay, that's not a bad opening for a holder, though.
Yeah.
Like, that actually has setup within the confines of the formula, but has enough detail to not be fucking boring. A single bead of sweat rolled down Joe's forehead as Frank increased the pressure of his hold, tight enough to leave bruises. Abruptly, Frank smiled and released Joe's wrist. See there? That wasn't so hard, was it? Now, don't get your panties all in a bunch. That's my job for later. One more drink and we'll head back to the house, so old Mother Boris won't be concerned. Okay?
All right.
Joe slumped unhappily in his stool, rubbing his sore wrist. Okay, yeah, okay. One last drink. Just try to control yourself, would you? For me?
I like the idea of this bar being a Clint Eastwood singularity, where everybody who comes in is eventually Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood Appreciation Society mixer.
Yeah.
Clint Eastwood, but also part of, like, an Italian street mob.
Yeah, there you go. Frank laughed.
Hey, did you feel lucky? Hey.
Hey, a bunch of fucking flower pickers up in here getting all jank.
Now I know what you're thinking.
I got sunshine in a bag.
I know what you're thinking. Did this gabagool fire one shot or two? Anyway.
Windmill, for the law.
Watch me as I salivate. Ha 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 ha. Anyway. Okay. Well,
you remember in Fallout New Vegas, where when you get to New Vegas, and one of the gangs is literally just Elvis impersonators?
Yeah.
That's what I imagine that as.
The Kings, yeah.
The Kings. Oh, man. Good-ass gang.
Truth is, rock and roll was stolen from the start.
From Blackpool. Yeah.
Sobering. Frank laughed. Only for you, Joey. Now then, let's see. What do I want? Better make it something special, since you're rushing me over here and... Hey, yo, what's that smell?
Do you smell Lucky Punk?
Do you smell my Luckies blow smoke in his face?
Joe Camel walks in. Hey, that's not the right type of cigarette.
Oh my god, is this Joe Camel in the story? Joe noticed it too.
Joe! Oh my god.
And Frank is Frank
He's gonna
Ferret
spread Frank's butt cheeks.
Frank is Frank Ferret from Ferret brand cigarettes.
Frank Ferret.
Louisiana knockoff brand.
Joe noticed it too. The scent of
Frank Ferret here for Louisiana knockoffs. The smoothest, boldest smoke on this side of the Mojave.
Damn it. Fucking hell. Joe noticed it too. The scent of fresh bloomed lilacs from some flower picker, ever so subtly laced with something muskier. People! The two men turned to look at the same time and were simultaneously struck, dumbfounded. They died, the end. They get T-boned by a truck. Okay, here we go. The woman that stood in the entryway of the bar was a vision. Large, almond eyes, the color of dark chocolate. She's the Pillsbury Doughboy. Hey, baby, slapping her on the ass. I don't know how he does that. Large almond eyes, the color of dark chocolate, were set above lips as plump as ripened cherries. It would be so cool if this was just a pastry person. A careless tumble of jet black curls framed the incredibly pale skin of her face. Hair so thick it seemed to beg a man to run it through his fingers.
Ooh, baby, you got some thick hair.
Hey, another Italian. Nice to see you.
Thick.
Yeah. She was dressed in a modest black dress that nevertheless served to accentuate her soft curves, the effect exponentially more arousing than any of the far more revealing outfits most of the other female patrons were decked out in. And
you're trying to be seductive and descriptive here, and it's coming off very clinical, again, because of the purple prose.
And why are they decking all the other women?
Well, it is the 20s.
Man, look at her. I'm going to deck her out.
Women are far more attractive when they're dressed very conservatively, and just the less that you're showing, it's going to accentuate your female essence.
I keep my wife in a box most of the time, and it gets me so aroused.
I give it a shake to make sure she's okay. Sorry.
A nice, dry, moisture retentive box.
This video sponsored by Wifebox. Wives shipped right to your door every month.
No, it's just they just ship a box to you one time, and you put your single wife in it.
There you go.
This is on Sharpie. Insert wife here.
By the way, I do think Ben Shapiro should be a judge on what is it called? What's Project Runway? I think that would be really good.
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
Or on Drag Race.
Yeah. Or on America's Next Top Model.
Dude, you just put them on Drag Race and don't tell them that they're men?
That would make him a judge for an entire season. That would be the best reality TV ever. It's just Ben Shapiro and fucking drag queens going at it.
Oh my! No, you just don't tell. You don't tell. They don't speak, and you don't tell him that they're men.
Let's be honest. They could speak. He still wouldn't know. He still would be oblivious.
Yeah.
He has no idea. Decked out in. The roar of the room had descended to a quiet buzzing. Oh, everybody's an insect. Taking a moment to survey the crowd, the ghost of a smile reached the corners of her mouth before she made her way to the bar. This is really complicated. We've got a pastry woman in a room full of bees, and there's ghosts on her face, and what the fuck?
She's covered with honey, and that's why the bees are there. It's very obvious.
Who wants to be nut and honey? Taking a moment to survey the crowd, blah, 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 made her way to the bar. The gentle sway of her hips holding the profound attention of every man in the room, as well as the unmasked disgust of many of the women. Sliding smoothly onto a stool 10 feet down the bar from Joe and Frank, she then spilled onto the floor and cracked her head open at the end. 10 feet down the bar from Joe and Frank, the spell was abruptly broken, and threads of conversation began to pick up again around them.
I'm going to make an unfair comparison here. Of course, I forget the name of the story, but I think it was...
This story is like a Hitler.
No. What was that story we read about the vampire at the bar by Postmortem Cream Pie?
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, Barpire, yeah.
Wow. I feel like these are similar setups, but whereas that one, granted, that one was very pandering to a millennial and just was laced with references. This one is definitely more of a period piece, which is fine, but because it's somewhat removed from modern day, it's harder for me to get into it.
True, but we don't even have a hard confirmation that this is set in a different time.
Yeah, we don't, but that's the only explanation, because, as you said previously, if it's not that, then people don't speak like this. People don't really act like this to a degree, I think, which makes it kind of unconvincing.
Let's look at this right here. Joey, I'm going to tap that shit. This is not written.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Uh-oh.
Well, this is just, like, incongruent then.
Yeah, but what I will say is, if the reveal of that story was that it was a vampire, and the reveal of this story is that this woman is actually secretly the Kool-Aid Man.
Okay, so now that you mention the vampire aspect, I'm thinking, what if our two main characters are vampires?
I'd be okay with it.
I need another drink of that. No, we got thrown out, and that guy was mad after what you did to his girlfriend. And...
right. And in fact,
Boris is trying to keep the masquerade up.
Yeah.
They have a curfew. They have to come back at the end of the night.
Oh shit!
But here's the thing, though. This has been very film noir up to a point.
Yeah.
It's almost like reading a detective novel where it's like she walked into the room, her legs up from here to Saturn, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And when she walked in, my friend said to me, you won't, no balls. Like, no.
Frank turned to Joe excitedly. Joey, I'ma tap that shit. Joey sighed. Frank, really? Every other guy in here just thought the same thing, man. I mean, look at her. She's a whore.
Can I just say something?
Yes.
What if back in the day he's talking about tapping her jugular vein?
Hey.
Ooh.
Yeah.
No way she's dumb enough to go anywhere near you. Just let her get out of here. I'm sure you can't even get an erection with how much booze you've chugged down your booze hole. This chick is trouble. I can feel it. There's just something about her.
God damn it.
There's just something about her that isn't right, Something's off.
Top 10 anime roasts.
You couldn't get an erection with all the booze you've drunk down your hole.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Something's just not right about her, you know? Something's off. Like, she might be a Kool-Aid man in disguise.
Mm-hmm.
I'd fuck the Kool-Aid man. Frank Corinne. Yeah.
No, it's like a speakeasy, and the Kool-Aid man is a narc that you send in there.
Are you a narc? Oh, yeah! I'd be cool.
Double, draw the Kool-Aid man bursting through a speakeasy wall and the police running in after him.
Get him, boys!
Frank Corinne. Yeah, there's something off. See that pale skin? Profound lack of vitamin D. Fortunately for her, I have the cure. Watch and learn. Frank, look, if she shoots me down, we go home, okay? I won't even try to get another drink. Yeah, I think you're right. I think this is vampires. Fine,
but here's the twist, though. It's a double twist. She's either another vampire or a different sort of monster or a vampire hunter, so...
Yeah, no, for sure. Fine, I'm holding you to that. I'll see you back here in 2 minutes. Then we're gone. Frank flashed a tooth-bearing grin and laughed before sauntering towards the woman who already had 3 other men clustered around her. Jill leaned back against the bar, ready to observe the comedy that was surely about to unfold. I have... Man, I don't know. This is an unfair comparison, but...
Abandoned by Disney, yes.
Yeah, chunky yellow blood. Vampires are gothic, they are dark, they are not necessarily horrific in today's era. They used to be, definitely, but nowadays it's just, it's hard to play that off, unless you're doing like a Nosferatu thing, it's hard to play that off as horror, so I'm not really... So far as written, and this could change, this doesn't really feel like a horror story. It just feels like a vampire seduction story.
If you are a whore, it is very scary. The idea that like someone is just going to stab into you because you think with your penis, very, very terrifying.
But that's not what this is, or has been presented as.
Whoa!
It's more just like, I'm really gonna go talk to that woman, and fuck you, Frank, I'm gonna do what I want.
Frank, you, fuck.
Yeah.
This is one of the reasons I think it's always such a tragedy that I Am Legend never gets made into an actual I Am Legend movie.
Yeah.
Because it has one of the greatest concepts, I think, in terms of vampires, which is the whole thing about having to be invited in and everything. The last, in the book, or the story or whatever, the last dude alive is in his house, and the vampires are just constantly trying to coax him out every night. And so they're always like, come on out. Aren't you tired of being alone? Come on out here. Why don't you just do it? And, he opens his window and there's just like naked women sprawled out on the lawn, like, come on, we're out here. Aren't you lonely? Like that's an interesting take, I think, on like vampires other than the gothic,
Yeah.
It's just the idea of what would you do if just every night people were outside and they were like, playing heavy metal through your window like the fucking ATF, trying to get you to come out.
Well, I do think that the hit film Blade really did kind of like change people's perception of vampires, because after Blade, there were like a million copycat movies of Blade. There were Blade sequels, there was, Blood Rain movie, and then it just like vampires just took off.
There was Blade, there was Blood Rain, there was Blade Rain, there was Blood Blade, there was Blood. It's all
Rain Blade.
Yeah, Brain.
Which came first, The Matrix or Blade?
The Blade Tricks.
Blade Tricks.
Blade Tricks.
See, everyone is just being harvested for their blood. These Sentinels, they come. They take our blood.
That's right.
Blade was, 1998, and I think The Matrix was after that. 1999. I really think, and it's hard to say because one was probably in production, whilst the other one was like already out in theaters, but The Matrix, and maybe this was just kind of the gestalt of the era, but I feel like The Matrix borrows a lot of its aesthetic from Blade.
It is just fun, the 90s aesthetic of just like
trench coats, sunglasses,
trench coats imprisoning me.
All that I see.
But you like
grunge.
The idea that you would go to like a hot, sweaty nightclub bar decked out in like a leather trench coat,
and you're not already like fucking dying of heat stroke.
Yeah.
And it's just like, sir, I'm gonna need you to check your sword at the door.
I thought you were gonna say AR-15
with me.
My
blade is out
at all time.
I must protect myself at all time.
Sir, you have 13 pistols in your trench coat. Please remove them. You can check them. I don't care. You just can't bring them in.
But it's
They're
my
a
lucky
hazard.
number of pistols.
I can't let go of these. They're all decked out with magazines that are used to shoot custom bullets filled with garlic and silver.
Fucking hell.
I actually have 15 guns. There's 2 you can't see.
There's other guns that I have for specialty purposes. This one right here is specifically designed to dispatch any wear Kool-Aid women.
What if you had a vampire hunter who just walks into a bar casually, just some guy, some random, millennial dude, walks in, just kind of sits at the bar, there's a vampire at the bar, he just says, "Oh, look at this," holds his phone up, and there's a video of the sun, and she just dies. "Oh, look at this funny video." Ah!
Look at the sun that I just found.
I thought you were going to say uses it as a pickup line. A guy just sits down at a bar, is just like, "Hey, by the way, I'm a vampire hunter."
Hey.
I thought you were going to say, just says, "Hey, so the sun, pretty cool, right?" Because that's something I would do. I'm bad at dating.
If this video gets to I don't know, 500 views, when I can finally return to a bar, I promise you I will find the most attractive woman in the bar and go up to her and say, "So I'm a vampire hunter." And I won't do it with any hint of jokiness. I'm just going to be very insistent on it.
And he's not even going to record it. He's just going to do it.
I'm just going to do it. And then I'm going to find another woman until someone finds that an attractive quality.
Until it works.
Yeah.
Until it works.
I applaud and encourage this. Please do this.
I'm going to do it like Christian. I'm just going to have a sign outside the bar, and it just says "Vampire Hunter."
Looking
Single?
for
Mark.
Looking for boyfriend-free vampire girlfriend.
There you go.
Looking for Kool-Aid Man free vampiress.
Fuck.
Okay. Blah blah blah. It's Slimebeast's turn actually.
Okay. He could see her watching Frank out of the corner of her eye as he approached, only turning to give him her full attention when he'd gotten close enough to throw her one of his patented pickup lines. Here it comes, Joe thought, the part where she throws her head back and laughs her ass off. Maybe if he uses one of his extra special lines, those other guys will do me a favor and lay him out. Then I'll just have to get the bouncer to help me cart the shithead to a cab. Okay.
Okay.
He could see Frank say something then to Joe's.
What?
He could see Frank say something then. I think it's supposed to be like an extra comma there.
Yeah.
Okay, let me start over with an imaginary comma. He could see Frank say something. Then, to Joe's amusement, the woman's mouth curled into a wicked grin. What?
No.
Amazement. Ah! Curled into a wicked grin, her eyes burning with lust-filled desire as she hungrily, like a vampire, stared at Frank. She raised a single finger to the lips of the man standing next to her, who had been obliviously trying to carry on a conversation, comma, no comma there, before grabbing Frank by the hand and pulling him behind her towards the restrooms at the back of the bar. Okay, so maybe it's just that she's just a vampire and Frank's gonna die.
Okay, so either she's a vampire, she is a prostitute, or he just went up to her with the best pickup line ever, which I'm assuming was just garbled, "I'll buy a drink."
I'm a vampire hunter. I want to see my cock.
There you go.
And then she's just like,
hell yeah,
moist.
Mm-hmm. Frank had time to flash Joe an excited thumbs up. Oh no, it's the dead rat origin story. She's a witch who's going to turn him into a dead rat.
They have been rats the entire time.
Oh, I see.
Plague rats.
They have to get back to Boris the Rat.
Vampire rats. It's a thing.
That's a 1980s toy line. Vampire rats. Frank had time to flash Joe an excited thumbs up across the room before the door slammed shut behind them. Joe's mouth dropped open in vampire-fanged shock.
Holy shit, he muttered to... Oh no, it's Brandon's turn, sorry.
Yep. Holy shit, he muttered to himself. Maybe I should think about getting another drink after all. Yeah, I'm sure that's what did it. He simply sat at the bar, waiting for Frank to finish whatever the hell he was doing back there.
Sex! He's doing sex!
Or maybe killing?
Or getting killed? Or both?
What's the difference?
Hey.
Between all three?
Yes.
Petit mort.
5 minutes
French
passed,
ass
then
fucker.
10, then 15. After 20 minutes, Joe began to get worried.
Oh, hold on. What did you mutter under your breath, Slimebeast?
I said French ass fucker. You petite mode. Yeah, fuck you. Go back to France, Frencho.
French show. Pomme de terre. At 30, he gave up and started to make his way back to the restroom.
Boy, that describes me at 30, I'll tell you what.
Frank would be pissed if Joe was interrupting, but damn it, they'd already missed curfew. He shoved through the bathroom door and stopped, unable to believe what he saw.
I wish this was just about Frank and Joe's love life, personally. Frank stood slumped against the back wall of the restroom, his arms held on either side by men built like professional linebackers and looking like he'd been beaten to hell. Oh, never mind. This is just
covered in red Kool-Aid.
Uh-huh. The sultry woman standing in front of him was wielding a pair of pliers. Oh, maybe we're all wrong. Oh, she's the vampire hunter. And took out his teeth?
Yep.
As Joe watched, she reached into Frank's mouth with a tool and, accompanied by a sickening series of cracking pops, ripped one of his teeth out to join the small pile already on the tiled floor beside her. Frank moaned softly as bright red blood steadily pulsed out of his mouth and down his chin and chest.
Is that blood or is it Kool-Aid?
Is that Kool-Aid on your shirt, or have you just been out?
Oh my God, Joe and Frank are the Kool-Aid people.
Yeah. People, wait a minute, all this time we thought the drinks were people, turns out the people were drinks. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Joe stepped farther into the room. Hey, what the fuck are you doing to him? If you could get one of those guys off Frank, they might just stand a chance of getting the hell out of there. He briefly registered movement to his rear, god damn it, and realized another assailant must have been hidden behind the door. Before he could turn, he felt the sharp stab of a needle, then something like liquid fire injected into his neck. Ecto-cooler.
Garlic.
Ah. Joe fell to the floor, screaming and writhing in pain as the poison did its work, before finally passing into blessed unconsciousness as a vampire.
He was writhing on the floor in pain, doing the dinosaur.
Open the door, get on all fours, writhe around and do the dinosaur. What?
So, if I were reading this on my own, I would stop right here and not continue, because I've kind of lost interest.
How dare you?
So I think that there's nothing necessarily wrong with the premise, and
No.
like we kept like going to like vampire because that's just kind of like where our headspace was at, and it seems like that's what it was building to. But the point is, there is danger, and it's either going to be Frank or this random woman who is a danger, obviously, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just don't know that there has been enough cohesive stuff up to this point to really justify it. I think we were really kind of like hoping for something, I don't know.
We may still be wrong.
We
Yeah.
may still be wrong, but again, there's nothing
I
wrong
just want
with
some teeth!
there's something wrong with writing a vampire story. It's just so played out at this point that
I don't think it's a vampire story. I think it's a story of, I want your teeth! Teeth,
What if-
please!
Okay, what if this is just the tooth fairy and these guys got away with it for too long? They never lost a tooth.
maybe.
Get over here, you fucking toothful bitch.
You teeth-filled harlot.
Double draw a really sexy tooth fairy saying that.
Ooh.
Tweet it to Crest. Say I have an idea for your new mascot.
You need to get on this PR game, Crest.
I like the idea of Crest just like saying, hey, if your teeth fall out when you're a kid, it's because you did something wrong.
Yeah. I like the idea of like a news report where it's like with the huge success of Resident Evil Village or whatever it was, all companies are now creating mascots that are gigantic women. They want to beat the shit out of you.
Hey, they would be remiss to not do it.
Yeah.
Ice cold water poured over his head. Over his head, pouring him up, sputtering. Thank
What?
you, Brandon. Thank you for being able to put words in an order.
Mm-hmm.
Called a sentence. Joe coughed and blinked his eyes. A dull burning still echoed from his neck where he had been injected earlier. A dull burning still echoing from his neck.
I would personally say radiating, but you know, whatever.
You mean like the medical term that everybody uses? His mouth Hey, listen, author, you went with echoing. It was a risk. I don't think it paid off.
And it's not a big deal either, but...
No. His mouth was so dry. It felt like sandpaper. It had been so long since he had blood.
Wait, they're cats?
Sure.
Yeah. Well, no, they're rats.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He looked around. He was sitting tied to a chair in the middle of a nondescript warehouse, unable to move his hands, thus to give a thumbs up.
Damn it.
The pale light at dawn, shining through the dirt-encrusted window above, must have been a hologram, for he was a vampire.
Mm-hmm.
To his right, he saw Frank secured to another chair in a similar fashion, so battered and bruised that if Joe didn't know better, he would have thought the man was dead. This is what you get for riding with Joe.
Mm-hmm.
The woman stood in the front of him, holding a bucket, flanked on either side by a pair of black goons. No laugh out that.
Well, you left out clad, so I know what you're going for.
Okay,
listen, at this point, I'm just happy he didn't say clan.
Black clan. Oh, that would have been better. Black-clad goons. So she volunteered them for the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge.
Mm-hmm.
She changed out her dress from the bar into the same military style of clothing the men wore. She smiled at Frank as Frank moaned through his mouth of missing teeth, his head lolling in a circle.
The mouth of missing teeth and other Goosebumps stories that were rejected. What happened?
Is this me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
So sorry to wake you, boys, she purred. And there's a cat, her voice velvet over steel. But I wanted to make sure you were conscious for the big finish. I think this would be better as a comic book. Fuck, lady. What the hell is happening? Joe croaked. Who are you? What the fuck are you doing to us? Please, give me something to drink. She gestured to one of the men standing beside her. Maurice. The man stepped forward, and Joe saw he held a pint-sized bag of blood in his enormous hands. It's vampires. Fingers moving deftly for a man of his size, he inserted one end of a small plastic tube into the bag and held the other end over Joe's mouth. A few small drops bled from the tube onto Joe's tongue, salty and so rich he almost gagged. Then the man called Maurice was gone, administering the same to Frank before returning to the woman's side.
Maurice? Mouse? They're all rats.
Disney.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
God, the shadow swimmer ripped me off. There, the woman smiled. One last drink. In answer to your previous questions, my name is Morgana Fontaine. I'm a waifu OC that will appear in 5 parts of the story.
Oh, no.
Morgana Fontaine. Is that... Okay, Abysmii, what is that French for, you French fucker?
I'm not French.
Morgana is French for Morgan, and Fontaine is French for
Fountain.
fondant. No, fondant. The shitty part of, like, that you use
Wedding
to draw
cake.
In wedding cake, yeah.
Yeah.
I see.
My name is Morgan Wedding Cake.
It's,
Her eyes were almonds and chocolate colored, and her lips were cherry red, and she was a wedding cake, basically.
She was...
A woman walked in.
Ascension wedding cake.
A woman walked into the bar and started writhing on the floor. A wedding cake burst out of her. What?
I want someone to animate all of this, and this whole time she's just a wedding cake with arms and legs and like a big old mouth. No, it's like 2 layers of the cake that just flap as she talks.
Hello, how are you doing?
Hello,
I am a wedding cake.
I am a wedding cake.
My name is
Draw me
Morgan
like one
Wedding
of your
Cake.
wedding cakes.
Sorry, what?
So draw me like one of your wedding cakes.
Yeah. What is happening?
Stuff your face into me like one of your wedding cakes.
God damn it. What is happening is I am avenging the death of my darling sister and countless other victims of your horrific appetites, you vampires. That's not written there. She turned and walked to the sliding cargo door on the side of the warehouse. And what I am doing, she said, heaving at the chain to raise the door, is ridding the world of 2 more god-forsaken parasites. Oh, they're gamers?
This is not about you guys being vampires. It's about the fact that you guys are 1%ers.
God damn it. Alright, go ahead, DP. Bring us home.
So, that dialogue, it's not the best.
Nah, none of it has been, in my opinion.
We should have a challenge This actually is a good idea, and I'm a genius. We should have a challenge where we take, like, the 4 most overused plot twist tropes, in our personal opinion, that we've seen on the show. Like vampire, something is people, so on and so forth. And we should have a contest where we pick a winner based on who can write a story with one of those twists, but we don't know which it is until we get to the end.
Or
we actually don't know it's coming.
Or we could just, all three of us write really short stories and take really common-ass tropes and try to make it not a steaming pile of dog shit. See if we can, actually take each other on a journey.
Right, and we'll be the contestants. The audience will decide,
Yes.
and they will reward us
Yes.
with a grand prize in cash.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, in cash.
Mm-hmm.
Get your stimulus checks ready for us, because one of us is going to win.
God damn it.
Get that
Get
direct
your
deposit
stimmy
ripped
winnies.
up.
What should we call it? The
Throwback
Give
challenge.
us money. One of us is going to win.
I was thinking something using the word stimulus, but I don't know what. The spookest stimulus challenge.
Yeah.
StimulateYourSpooks.com.
Okay, no.
Ooh, that's spicy. Oh boy. Why would you be going off on a what's the term I'm looking for here?
Tangent?
No.
Blimp?
When you're not pontificating, but when you're talking to somebody in my God,
Monologuing?
Tumblr?
why would you be monologuing to vampires you're going to kill?
Because catharsis, horror, except not. This is my point. This isn't a horror story. This is a vampire story.
It's kind of it's kind of just like this weird revenge story, but we don't empathize with the person who's getting the revenge.
I don't empathize with either party.
No,
because it's like watching Blade, except Blade has time to build up a sympathetic character, and you actually want to see them succeed. This is just two dudes at a bar. I guess they're vampires. Now they're tied up, and now they're gonna die.
Okay. I know we're really close to finishing the story. I just gotta say, it sucks that we're in the reality where we didn't get to see Joe Rogan fight Blade in an MMA fight, because that was really close to happening.
Yeah.
And it would have been awesome.
Interesting.
Facing east, the light in the morning sun streamed. That makes more sense. That makes more sense, Brandon. Through the window doorway directly into the two prisoners strapped to their chairs. At first the rays touched them. The men's skin began to blacken and steam before spontaneously bursting into flames. Now fully alight, Joe and Frank's red hot screamed echoes throughout the empty warehouse, pockets of fat under their skin, bubbling and popping, their eyes melting out of their sockets. You want to know how I got these scars? Morgana and her companions stood there.
I got these sockets.
You want to know how I got to be nothing but scars? I was a vampire. What?
My father, Boris, stood watching their conflagration, unblinking until all that was left of the creatures were two small piles of dust and a pair of greasy black stains.
Well,
So-
you can't call the Italians that.
God damn. So were these guys naked? Because otherwise their clothes would be left.
No, their clothes would catch on fire.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see. I was thinking charred.
Slimebeast.
I was thinking charred remains, but maybe they totally incinerated. Sure.
No,
Maybe
I think
their clothes are vampires.
I'm gonna turn you to fucking ash. Every time Blade said something along the lines of I'm gonna ash this motherfucker, it's like, yeah, hell yeah.
I'm gonna garlic his ass. What?
Is Blade the best Marvel movie of all time? Yes.
I really do like Guardians 1, but yeah.
Okay, but for longevity's sake, will we still love Guardians 1 as much as we love Blade 20 years in the future? I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe.
No.
Blade's really good. Approaching the remains of Morgana noisily, hawked and spat a wealthy wad of semen into the ash.
Mm-hmm.
For my sister. Let's get this cleaned up and get some breakfast, boys. I'm hungry.
Why would
Do you want to reread the previous sentence to make that more sense?
It said phlegm, okay.
A healthy wad of phlegm, not a wealthy wad of semen for my sister.
You sound like somebody from a distant land who's having trouble with English. Hello, I am here to buy.
Ed boy, do you have a wealthy wad of semen?
It is for my sister.
My sister. Rebecca.
Come on,
Sugar.
Leon. With that, the hunter turned her back. Heavy boots, heels clicking as she walked through the warehouse doors into the welcoming daylight. Turns out she was Eve, and she killed Adam and got those boots.
And took his boots, motherfucker. That bitch.
Fuck all women.
Don't respect
At least twice.
any of them.
Don't listen to women, guys. They're going to steal your boots.
Damn it. They're going to tie you to a chair and put the sun on you. That's not...
I've seen you out there cutting ass at them boot stealers. Now you stay away from them.
Goddamn filthy boot stealer.
Bunch of flower pickers and boot stealers.
So, I have to say, guys, Morgana Fontaine, reoccurring character in several stories.
Well, okay, so this is something Shadow Swimmer does. Shadow Swimmer links, at least in a loose canonicity, all of his stories, which is fine. No problem with that. But I also think that Shadow Swimmer doesn't, he writes on the Creepypasta Wiki a lot, but in the same realm that, Edgar Allan Poe is on the Creepypasta Wiki. Is The Raven a creepypasta? No. But it's a horror story on the internet and therefore lives in the same universe. So we had an expectation going in, and this didn't live up to it, which is not the story's fault. This is, just isn't our thing, I think. That's it.
To be fair, though, I don't think that the style of writing meshes well with the subject matter. And I just don't think that there was enough to get us interested in the story of Joe and Frank to care about them.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. I don't remember what I was going to say.
This has been the Fear Fiction Podcast. Your hosts are Abysmii, Dead Palette, and Slimebeast. Music by Abysmii. Art by C.F. Comer. Voiceover by Atticus Jackson. Edited by Elias the Intern. Subscribe to Fearfic on YouTube to stay up to date on new episodes.
I'm tired of these damn flower pickers, these janks and fruies, these devilish Kool-Aid jammers and toothful harlots out and about with these boot thieves. Anyway, this week we don't have a plug, so here's a cut cold open from the beginning of the episode. I hope you're enjoying the Fear Fiction Podcast. Brought to you by a terrible thing that is outdated, and I'm not going to continue to... Yeah, I'm done.
You guys already hammered, or what?
I've had one beer, and on my second, so no.
Uh-oh, Abysmii's hammered.
No, one beer.
Are we recording?
Yes, but...
Yeah. Okay, fuck it. We'll just get a little bit of extra or whatever. No, last Saturday, I got fucking hammered like I haven't been in a long time because I was hanging out with a friend that I haven't been able to see due to COVID restrictions.
And he just hammered you really good?
Oh boy, did he.
All peen and all that.
We were just hanging out playing video games, and I just I'm gonna go lay down with this cock because I'm real drunk. And I just wake up, and it's 2, and he's just eating a pizza.
I was worried about where that was going, but okay.
No, he's just sitting at my gaming PC eating a pizza. He's like, yeah, the pizza got here.
Pizza got here 3 hours ago.
It was a while ago. There's just pizza on the floor, and I'm like, is that my pizza? And he's like, yeah, it's your pizza. I'm like, cool.
Pizza on the floor?
Wait, so did you get drunk and order pizza, or did he?
No, he just ordered pizza, and I was just out of it.
Right.
You were out of the pizza, yeah. So he ordered a pizza. It arrived. You jumped out of the pizza like a cake, and that's how you got there. Interesting.
It was a pizza hatch, if you will.
There you go. Wait a minute. Is every pizza box a pizza hatch?
Yes.
When you think about it.
That's the secret.
That's the secret.
That's my secret, Cap. Every pizza box is a pizza hatch.
Turns into Hulk. Falls over, twitching. A stroke.
That should have been the finale of WandaVision.
Yep.
We need to get dead air.
Yep.
Okay.